All right, welcome back to the Dave K Show. I'm David K. Gyro, your host, and we're so glad that you joined us tonight here on our YouTube channel, the Dave K Show YouTube channel, if you're watching later on, and we're live on Stickam tonight. That's www.stickam.com/DavidKShow. And our new website, the Dave K Show, actually our new website, DaveKShow.com, is going to be up very, very soon. We're in a process right now of getting it finished up for you right now. So DaveKShow.com will have all of our video clips, some live streaming video and audio when we do our shows, and lots of other good news, tips, and items, and just pretty much your thoughts and opinions on what's going on in the parish of Pointe Coupee here in the beautiful state of Louisiana. Okay, if you just missed the previous segment, we had Brother Russell Polar. He's got a very, very good program called Winning the Battle Skill Center, and he works with people pretty much who have not finished high school, people that are getting out of jail, from incarceration back into the general population, and he's doing an excellent job. And if anybody would like to get hooked up with Brother Russell Polar, he has his classes every other Thursday and every other Tuesday at 806 Hospital Road at 6:30, 7 o'clock. Between 6:30 and 7 they start. They have a really good program, but just want to run that by you real quick. All right, we're going to do a few news stories, and we're going to discuss two topics that's going on right now in Pointe Coupee Parish, particularly New Roads right now, the mayor's race between Robert Meyer and Tommy Nelson. We're going to discuss that. We want to have your live phone calls, so if you're listening live on Stickam right now, why don't you go ahead and tell a friend, and tell a friend, family member, or anybody to go ahead and log on and listen live. And we want you to call us live right now and to tell us your opinions, your comments, or whatever. And we're gonna give you the telephone number, which is area code 225-718-5236. That's area code 225-718-5236. And so we invite you to call in with your comments or questions. First of all, let's read some news stories. And the first one has to do with the Louisiana Bicentennial license plate design that's been approved. This is pretty interesting right here. The state's regular license plate will go on a 2-year hiatus starting in January, so Louisiana can use the tags to commemorate its 200th anniversary as the nation's 18th state. We're going to have a copy, or we're going to have a picture of this license plate on the screen for you on YouTube later on. The new Louisiana Bicentennial license plate will be available from January 3rd through December 31st of 2012. The new Louisiana Bicentennial license plate will be available through from January 3rd to December 31st, 2012, the 2-year celebratory period of the statehood bicentennial. Louisiana was admitted to the United States in 1812. Judy Vezinot, who is serving as Executive Director of the Louisiana Bicentennial Commission, said the new tags have been given final approval and the design passed along to Prison Enterprises, the business end of the state prison system that will produce the plates. And of course, the prisoners are the ones who do produce our license plates for our vehicles. A formal unveiling of the design will be made in November after the election of a new lieutenant governor, she said. The lieutenant governor oversees the State Department of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism, which is charged with promoting the bicentennial. Officials at the Office of Motor Vehicles, which oversees distribution and issuance of the license plates, said they were not aware the final okay was given on the plates. The new 2-year plates will feature the brown pelican on the left corner of the tag, standing in front of a sunburst and the state of Louisiana, done in various shades of green. The rest of the tag features a pale green bayou scene with the word Louisiana in red script at the top and the tag's alphanumeric sequence in black under it. The bottom of the plate features the words 200 years bracketed by red and white flags, one saying 1812 and the other 2012. And with all the hype and everything going on about the year 2012 coming up, it was pretty interesting to have 2012 on our license plates. If something does happen in that year, that'd be pretty interesting. Vezinot said the tag is not a specialty plate and will be issued to anyone who gets a plate starting in January. So starting in January, you're going to see these beautiful license plates on a lot of different vehicles coming out. So once again, be looking for that new license plate, the bicentennial license plate coming in January. And of course, we just had October the 10th, 2010. So I don't know if you heard about it or not, but Perfect 10, a baby was born on 10/10 at 10:10 a.m. And somebody even tells me he was in hospital room number 10. So that's pretty interesting. And that was in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Brody D'Angelo entered the world Sunday under some notable circumstances, having been born at 10:10 a.m. on 10/10 of 10. I think it's pretty remarkable, Brody's father, Brian D'Angelo, said of the string of tens marking his son's birth, a sign just of good things to come. Michelle D'Angelo rocked her one-day-old son, Brody, on Monday at Cape Canaveral Hospital here. It's a special day, a special time, she said. A C-section was originally scheduled for 9 a.m. Sunday, So the Titusville, Florida family was expecting a 10-10-10 birth, but there was a slight delay. I wish for him to be a very happy and healthy young man, said Bethany Villigen of Port St. John, Florida, Brody's maternal grandmother. He's got a very strong start, parents that love him. The day of his birth also has special meaning for the family. The couple's 6th anniversary was the day before, and Brody's great aunt died the day he was born in her 90s. Rachel Gass had a long and full life in Indiana, Villigen said. We feel like Aunt Rachel blessed him yesterday. I felt it was like life coming around full circle. It's amazing how things work out sometimes. That's really incredible to have your birthday on October 10th, 2010, and this child definitely has some stories to tell every time his birthday rolls around for sure. And that's very, very good. And I want to read a little story here about the technical college. We have some, Amy Davis and I and a few other people working on some special projects at the Louisiana Jumonville Votech School here in New Roads. And we'll be able to mention some more details coming up pretty soon, but we have some exciting classes that may possibly be coming up pretty soon. And a lot of people traditionally go to college. People that have the money and the money and the wherewithal to afford a good college education. A lot of people do go that route, but we have a lot of people in our community who are graduating from high school that choose to enter the technical college route also. And once again, we have a lot of productive and workers that are making pretty good money that's educated out of the Votech school system. And the high school education diploma is a route that some people like to go, and some people go to the GED, and they're successful people in both camps for sure. But this is an article about the technical college. The technical community college is growing at a rapid pace. Many of Louisiana's officials are placing a major emphasis on the growth of the state's community and technical colleges, which now enroll roughly 80,000 students. So just think of that, the 80,000 students are in the technical college system in Louisiana. While that stress is apparent in legislative actions, education and state officials are concerned whether community colleges are growing too fast and too soon, especially during times of higher education budget cuts. College officials also disagree on whether such growth at Baton Rouge Community College and other schools is coming at the expense of traditional universities. The 11-year-old Louisiana Community and Technical College system has essentially doubled enrollment in the past 5 years. Senate Education Committee Chairman Ben Nevers, Democrat of Bogalusa, said he's unsure of whether two-year schools can keep up with the gaping holes in student demand, such as Delgado Community College in New Orleans, having to turn some students away. So I will go ahead and say, if you're interested in the vocation from the Votech school, go for it. Go ahead and apply and try to get in as fast as you can, because it seems like some changes might be coming around the corner. And as you know, in several more weeks, we have the elections for lieutenant governor is coming up pretty soon. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see how that all pans out. And we hope you voted in the last election, and definitely hope you vote in the election coming up. And of course, the mayor's race coming up in New Roads, Louisiana, and lieutenant governor in Louisiana also. So just make sure that you get out there and vote, and make sure you educate yourself. We're going to have somebody's telling me 12 constitutional amendments we're going to be voting on. So looking at next week, we're going to get somebody in here to discuss the 12 constitutional amendments. So you'll be very well informed, and you'll know exactly how to vote whenever you go in the voting booth. You don't want to spend too much time reading all the fine print at the last minute. But talking about the lieutenant governor's race, Secretary of State Jay Darden, a Republican, will face political newcomer Caroline Fayard, a Democrat, in a battle for the state's #2 spot on November the 2nd of 2010. There's only 1 year's job security at stake. Since the election finishes out the term of former Lieutenant Governor Mitch Landrieu, now New Orleans mayor, we'll have another election next year for a full 4-year term. So yeah, that'll be a 1-year election, and then after that we'll have another election for 4 years. It's amazing that a state that has almost twice as many Democrats as Republicans, 1.4 million to 765,000, has so many Republican officials chosen in statewide elections. Since Landrieu resigned, Attorney General Buddy Caldwell is the only Democrat elected to state office. Darden and Fayard said they are expecting a clean campaign with no mudslinging, and that's very fresh news to hear. Neither candidate seems to be the mudslinging type, so if there is any, it would come from outside sources. You such as expect things like, my opponent is a career politician having served in the state house and senate and now a secretary of state, and quote, my opponent has absolutely no experience in government and is not prepared to handle dealing with the legislature or the pressures of holding state office, end quote. That's about as dirty as can be expected, but we could be surprised. And that's speaking of state politics. We're going to narrow it down onto some local politics right now, and of course, we're talking about this in particular the mayor's race here in New Roads. Tommy Nelson, the incumbent, and Robert Meyer. And once again, we hope that you. Once again, we want you to go ahead and give us a call if you're listening, and then call us up at area code 225-718-5236. Area code 225-718-5236. We'd love to hear from you. I want to get some comments on the mayor's race. What you think about the mayor's race? If you have a candidate you're for or against, or you just want to say how you feel about it, about everything, just let me know. Just give us a call, and then we're glad to hear from you. But you know, I'm going to make some general statements right now, and you kind of feed off of them if you want. But and we've had some problems out here in the New Roads area. We're not going to get specific. Everybody knows what happened, but a lot of people think it's time for a change, and then of course a lot of people think that, hey, we want to keep the status quo, the way we have things been going for the past several years. We don't see anything wrong with it. We want to continue that, and that's fine if that's the way you feel. You know, it's a free country. So, and on the other hand, we have Mr. Robert Meyer coming in, and he feels that a change would be in order for the city of New Roads, Louisiana, and so he's out there trying to get his ideas and opinions out. And then, you know, we wish both candidates well. May the best man win, is what we always say. And then the voters will decide. Kurt Kellerman came in several shows ago, and he was predicting we would have about a 65% or 64% voter turnout. And lo and behold, I did math, and we had a 65% voter turnout. So he was right on the money on the percentages or whatever. But these elections that are coming up, and any election really depends on voter turnout. That is the main thing that's going to influence an election a lot of times, is voter turnout. So we like to get those numbers as close to 100% as we can. And then once again, if you have any comments or questions, you can text us at 718-5236, area code 225, or you can chat us a message on our Facebook page, Dave K. Show Facebook page. Send us a chat message, and we'll read it to the people that's on the air.